A blossom can reveal nature at its most vibrant and spectacular. Up close, these flowers bring color and life, take our breath away, and can even transform a concrete block in the middle of Manhattan.
I get a lot of peace from these plants. I feel harmonious, and I'm a pretty type A person.
At this oasis, officially the Clinton Community Garden, part-time farmers tend to tiny plots, just blocks from Times Square. Here, they commune with nature.
Sometimes just the smell, it hits you. It's like it's erotic, you know. Then the roses start blooming.
It's a roller coaster of sensations.
It is. It is.
And scientists who study plants at a molecular level say that gardens are a sensory experience for the plants, too.
Plants know quite a lot. A plant knows if you're standing on it because it feels it. It knows if its neighbor is sick because it smells it. And it knows where its food is because it sees it.
Plants feeling, smelling, seeing? Plant complexity, biologist Daniel Shamovitz explains, is rooted in something simple.
If you think about it, a plant being rooted, it can't move, it can't escape. If you're thirsty, you could go to a bar. If you're cold, you could go to Florida. A plant is stuck where it is, so it has to adapt in order to survive. And that's led to the evolution of complex biology that isn't found in most animals.
At the New York Botanical Garden, that complexity is on display.
So when we're looking at these irises, I think a really cool question is, how do they know it's spring?
That's one of the many questions Shamovitz explores in his book, What a Plant Knows.
And the way that they know it's spring is that they see the light. The leaves of the iris are constantly monitoring the light environment, and they're actually measuring how long the night is.
It has nothing to do with summer. It has all about recognizing
the length of the day and the length of the night.
This blooming iris was captured in time-lapse video by filmmaker Louis Schwartzberg. The images showcase the wonder of these plants, which can detect and respond to light, even color.
Just like we can see red, blue, and green, plants can see red, far red, blue, even UV light.
So in some ways, plants have a greater spectrum of light
they
can
see
recognize?
more than we do. From a plant's point of view, we're visually challenged. You know, we only have 4 or 5 photoreceptors, proteins that see the light in our bodies. Plants have like 13.
They don't have sense organs in the way that we do. They don't have eyes, they don't have ears, they don't have noses, but they have receptors. And that's the level at which humans and plants are the same.
Amy Litt is the director of plant genomics at the Botanical Garden. She explains that some plants smell or detect a chemical called ethylene.
So for instance, if I wound this leaf can then release chemicals that will travel up into the plant, and the rest of the plant will then detect those chemicals.
That sense of smell explains how one piece of ripened fruit can cause nearby fruit to ripen, even over-ripen. A scientific explanation for the old saying, one bad apple spoils the bunch. This tiny parasitic vine called a dodder smells its way toward food, attracted by the chemicals released by a tomato plant. It'll eventually wrap around the stalk to absorb, really steal, the nutrients it needs.
Knowing all of this about these plants can be slightly horrifying.
Yeah, that's why you got to temper this by realizing that they don't care.
Vegetarians, he assures, need not feel guilty. The whole thing sounds like something dreamed up in Hollywood, like that man-eating plant in Little Shop of Horrors.
Here we're seeing the great Venus flytrap, which is this.
Why the great Venus flytrap?
Well, it's because it's great Venus flytrap because we can identify with it. We can actually see it eating.
When a bite-sized bug enters the plant, it touches a tiny trigger. But the plant will only snap shut and eat the bug if it touches a second trigger within a certain period of time. Shamovitz calls that a primitive form of memory.
It has a memory specific to a length of time.
A memory to a length of time, just like I have a memory for a length of time for a phone number. just like people have different types of talents, some plants are really good touch plants. And this is a great one to see it. So
Growing in a pool of water, a Neptunia plant contracts to protect itself.
Wow, you see the leaves curling
actually
right
curling
up. In seconds.
in seconds.
Touch, sight, smell. So what about hearing?
I got two kinds of oregano. There's some thyme there.
The folks back at the community garden would love to know about that.
When there's something going wrong with them, I kind of look at them and say, why are you doing this to me? I mean, I don't know why there's these holes in my basil leaves.
Do you talk to the basil?
I'm trying to get it to tell me what goes on when I'm not here.
We've always heard that plants can hear, that they respond to music. Is that true?
No. Sorry to be a myth buster here, but with all of the data about plant senses, there is no credible data yet about plants responding to sounds.
While we don't share a love for music, as we unravel the complexity of plants, we have found that we share a lot more with them than we ever imagined. And that only heightens the wonder and the mystery behind these blossoms.